Mic check. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. Is this thing on? Yeah. Happy mic check day. It's 12/12/2012, and if you don't get it, it's 12/12/2001 2. Anyway. So today, let's go ahead and say welcome to the co-commentator that we're going to be actually having, a guest commentator today. His name is Bidoux. You may have heard of him. Last weekend with Zotac, we did do a co-cast together for the Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. And we're probably going to be doing that again this weekend, just so you guys know, on twitch.tv/Purebe. Most likely is where it'll be. And if it's something else, I'll put like a video up on Saturday morning whenever we start that. But go ahead and you can introduce yourself if you'd like real quick. Hello?
I'm Bidoux. If you guys haven't heard about me, I have nothing else to say. But hopefully me and Pure are going to be doing a lot more co-casting together. I know Zotac, we kind of debuted last week. And we get along good, and we put out some good content, so hopefully we'll have some more for you guys in the future. But yeah, we're going to start this off with Ted versus Thu.
Yep, and we're going to have Ted spawning in as the Yellow Undead. This is Turtle Rock, just in case you're listening to just the audio. And this is Ted spawning in as the Yellow Undead, and he is in the lower right part of the map, or the 4 o'clock position. And he's going to be close spawned against Thu, spawning in as the Purple Orc. Yes, indeed, Thu playing Orc. He can play any race, and he's going to be Purple Orc, of course, close spawn, and that's going to be down at about the 5 o'clock position. You can see Thu is going for a Blade Master opening with a standard barracks, and he's getting that shop fairly early, but he's going to be able to do something with that Blade Master before that shop finishes. And over here we can see Ted doing a fairly standard standard Fiends build. I'm sorry, his name gets me every time. Going with, of course, Death Knight and Fiends. And this map is going to be played for the tournament, HFWL, which, Bid, you might know something about that. I don't know if you do, but...
Yeah, it's just a small 2012 tournament that China hosted. They had really good players in there, and including Kenshin, Sky, Yumiko, and Ted actually knocked out Sky and...
Spoilers.
Kenshin. Oh, are we not allowed to spoil?
Yeah, because we might be watching some of those games. We might.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so we'll just try to keep that to it. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, there you go. You can see it looks like Thu is over here creeping out very aggressively Ted's green camp, and we're seeing that Ted is trying to steal the experience take it back from Thu, who is clearly stealing that camp, but he's not going to be able to do so. As you can see, 68 experiences on that Blade Master. Now we do have that Blade Master as well as Grunt coming in here, trying to go ahead and cancel this Ziggurat. Not going to actually be able to do so, as that was simply too late of a harass. But now you can see Thu going to be forced to run out of that base, and very low on HP, about half HP actually on that Blade Master now, and he doesn't have any items from his shop up. It is, of course, up, but he hasn't been able to buy from it because he's been over here on this side of the map the whole time.
Yep, and Thu getting his quick tech with 2 grunts, going to be applying pressure, trying to make sure that he keeps the DK down to level 1 and not creeping as quickly as possible, so he can delay Ted from getting level 3. Because right now on this map, Ted's gonna just try to get level 3 and try to make sure that that blade doesn't do any damage to him.
And we can actually see Backpack being researched for Thu. He's going to pick up those healing salves on that Grunt, and here he comes, saving him a little bit of time, which is going to allow him to come right back into this harass on Ted's base and on Ted's army, wherever he decides to do. Looks like he's looking for him right now, and that was a good, going to go ahead and actually looks like finish creeping out this green camp, while Ted's over here creeping out this orange camp. Of course, he's actually going to send a very low HP, 5 HP skeleton minion to scout, see exactly what Thu is doing over at his base.
Yeah, and Ted kind of noticing that this harassment, that the blade isn't really creeping, more like harassing, so he's probably assuming that he's going for a quick tech, so Ted puts up a 2 fiend quick tech as well. Really smart play. Usually you think he'd play safe, but he noticed that, hey, he's being really aggressive. I don't think he's going to try to creep counter me, so I think he's just going to quick tech, so I'm going to quick tech as well.
This is a good play, and we can actually see that the Blade Master has gone ahead and sold his TP, picked up boots as well as a circlet, and we're going to actually have a scout coming here from Ted just to be able to scout that this is indeed what he's doing, creeping out that troll. Normally you go for the Ogre Magi, but he's not going to go for that. Of course, he didn't really have a lot of HP into that tech, or into opening on that creep. He had the healing salve, and so didn't have quite what he wanted. We also see Ted down here with the Skeleton Warriors inside of Thu's peasant line, going to force Thu to go ahead and burrow up. Let's see, it looks like 4 peons, and of course he has those in separate burrows because it does do more damage if they're in separate burrows. And we can see over here Ted just trying to be evasive and creeping all the way on the opposite side of the map from him at this green camp, while we do have those 2 grunts from Thu creeping out his, or 3 grunts from Thu creeping out his own green camp right there.
Yeah, not very effective with the skeletons, but still very annoying. it just keeps Thu on edge very much. And I do like Ted cross spawn or across the map creeping. It's really smart because the blade's just going to be harassing the whole time, and if you go off the map kind of and go really far away, it's going to be hard for him to creep jack you.
Yes, indeed. And of course, I wouldn't know if I would say it's not too effective. It's not super effective, but it is something that has been known to cause orcs, if you keep it up well enough, to actually put up watchtowers and deal with that, because it does, of course, delay their wood, which, while it may not do anything instantly when Thu was sitting there on 400 wood, it does do something down the line when Thu is going ahead and using those peons in his army to fight. Of course,
Yeah,
it's like kind of a late game play, but yeah.
And do notice in Ted's base, he is macroing his fiends and keeping them safe in his base. He's not sending them, rallying them to the DK, because that's a chance for Thu to catch one of the fiends and kill them, and really, that's really bad if that happens.
Indeed. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and see it looks like Thu is going to be taking a slightly longer tier 2 as he does go ahead and get both an all slaughterhouse as well as his lich out at the same time. And we might see a tech coming in after that, or we might even see a sacrificial pit. We might see that. It's a possibility getting shades. I don't know how often Ted does that, but I do know that he also has a banshee strategy that he likes to do as well at tier 2, if I'm not mistaken. Have you seen that?
I haven't actually watched a lot of Ted games.
Well, I know
he's one of the players that I've wished I saw more, but since he retired, I didn't get to see much, and now he's back, so
yeah,
it's awesome.
Well, I know that
really.
And actually, I don't know if our viewers know this, but Ted has decided to actually come back to Warcraft 3 more than just to play WCG, right? Because the last time that it was actually announced, it was just to play WCG, right?
Yes, that was the original plan, to just play WCG for fun. Keep that in mind, for fun.
And congratulations
on winning it.
Yeah, absolutely insane. He is such a good player. But
I'm pretty sure that had a big impact on whether he was going to stay or not as well.
Yeah.
If he would have lost,
Sorry, we actually see the Temple of the Damned going down for Ted, and he did do a Banshee strategy against Orc players, a tier 2 kind of push in WCG against Orcs, so we actually do see that coming again, and we can see it looks like that Lich coming out with Frost Armor, and we do have an engagement going on right now. They're going to go ahead and use that TC to go ahead and get a 3 Fiend stun as well as the Fiend stun on the Death Knight. We're going to see that Fiend has been surrounded. This is level 2 Death Knight, does not have level 3 coil or level 2 coil just yet. Going to go ahead and see that Fiend will go down, giving level 3 to the Blade Master. We do have a Crypt Fiend over here. He's going to need to get microed out of here, as we can see. Nice use of both skeletons right there coming up, and gonna go ahead and see that Blade Master split focus fire from Thu onto 2 Fiends, one with the Blade Master, one with the rest of the army, and it looks like Thu now getting into a fairly bad spot actually, but we're gonna see Ted running away just a little bit. He could take this fight, but he's actually low on mana on that Death Knight, but he's not doing too bad in that fight. Did lose 1 Fiend. They're gonna go ahead and be able to cancel a salve on that Grunt with those 2 Skeleton Warriors that he does have right there, and just be very annoying to Thu's army at this point. As we can see, another salve going up. Burrow on these Fiends to go ahead and start healing them up, and of course we do see Ted still at tier 2, picking up a mana potion on his Death Knight, and yeah.
Yeah, really nice micro by Ted. I mean, usually in that case, you don't want to get your Fiends in a bad position, especially with Grunts, so it was really nice that he was microing them, but then again, he couldn't take that fight, so he had to back out.
Yeah, and we do see he just didn't have enough mana. And if he was level 3 on that Death Knight, he would have been really good shape. But now we do see he actually has 6 charges on a Rod of Necromancy now, 3 on each hero, which is a nice split to have. And that means he's going to be able to do a lot of pressure at tier 2, as you can see with these Banshees coming out and these statues. And he does have 1 statue, yeah. And that's going to give him a lot of mana regen that he needs, as well as that mana potion that he does have on that Death Knight as well. So here comes his big push coming into Thu's base. We can see Thu trying to intercept here. We can go ahead and see that Banshee already being used really effectively, throwing a curse onto this Blade Master. And as you can see with the Frost Armor on the Banshee as well as that curse, very hard to take that Banshee down. It does eventually go down, but buys a lot of time for for Ted. You can see a nice little War Stomp right there. Gonna go ahead and hit 3 Fiends. We're going to see a Kodo eating 1 Fiend. We have seen a Grunt go down, and there goes down the Raider. Without that Raider, it's going to be really hard to deal with this army. Of course, with Frost Armor, it's very difficult to actually deal with Frost Armor and Fiends if they're not surrounded or ensnared. And as you can see, there's actually a Troll Headhunter out on the map. Now you can go ahead and see just how much damage this Blade Master is not doing, because he's really not being a threat. He did have that Blade Master on this Fiend right here for a very long time, and that Fiend almost was just not really concerned about it. And of course, with these coils, going to be able to keep them alive fairly easy. And now you can see that Blade Master keeps trying to switch targets between armor targets that do have Frost Armor and ones that don't. But here comes yet another Banshee, going to recurse that Blade Master. And that Coda Beast will probably be going down fairly soon at some point. We're going to go ahead and see a War Stomp, a really nice War Stomp. Going to be able to get that Fiend down because he stunned the Death Knight when it was in coil range. Now, Actually seeing the Lich being kind of surrounded right there, but he looks like he's not going to worry about that too much. Going to go ahead and take out that Kodabeast to get that Fiend back out. Probably going to be seeing a Burrow on that Fiend. Nope, I'm going to get War Stomped and probably taken down. Yes, indeed, by a critical strike, 123 damage, quite a bit. Now we can see the statue also being the focus target, but now that there's a Frost Armor on it, it's probably not going to go down either.
That
so this
Banshee
fight,
being so effective on that Blade Master.
absolutely, super effective, and you can see that Ted's really winning this fight, which is something you wouldn't really expect without those Banshees, because that Blade Master normally would do a whole lot more damage.
A whole lot more damage, yeah. I mean, he only killed one statue, or was it two statues? But
I think he killed one statue.
One statue. Yeah.
You can just see, like, even when, like, right now as he's targeting these Fiends, most, like, so many of his hits just aren't hitting. You can see this curse is about to wear off, but again, there is still actually going to go ahead and kill that Banshee, which is a nice move because that curse is about to wear off, and now it's off. And with that curse off, it's going to be a little bit harder for Ted to keep his positioning, but he's already done so much damage to this army. As you can see, it's down to 3 Headhunters, one's very low, and a Raider. That Tauren Chieftain is not level 3 yet, and that's one of the big things about this strategy, too, is you don't get level 3 on your second hero as the Orc player, and that's something that you really, really want before you engage the undead army.
Yep, Ted keeping up with his macro. He knows that he has the edge right now in that fight, so if he keeps up his army, he can contain the Orc in his base. He destroyed the shop, which is really effective. Thu's going to need those heals. I mean, he has enough, but he's going to need to keep that shop up for mana, so we'll see how it goes with his Blade Master.
Yeah, and not just mana, it also gives you, I'm actually going to see this statue will go down, but he also needs that for clarities, he needs it for mana potions, and he needs it for health potions, more importantly. And that Tauren Chieftain is now in a lot of trouble. As you can see, that Tauren Chieftain actually down to 6 HP, going to go ahead and get a speed scroll out of there, and we do have that Banshee being right-clicked on the whole time by this Blade Master, the Banshee living at 6 HP, taking 3 hits! 3 hits, he's still running away! Oh, down he goes on the 4th hit. That Blade Master must be frustrated from that. Of course, in the meantime, we do see a Raider going down as well. We do have ghouls reinforcing Ted's army just a little bit here, and that's going to help him deal with this Burrows down here, trying to take out these Burrows. As you can see, there are 4 peons in this one, 2 on this one over here, and this is going to be really dangerous for Thu in this position. He's not going to be able to take this fight much longer, and look at that, the Tauren Chieftain coming in. The Blade Master now under focus fire. Of course, he did have 1 healing potion. Going to go ahead and use that, but he's still going to be very low on HP, cannot keep this fight up. He's going to have to run away, back off, but he has to defend his base, so he has to take the fight regardless, and if he doesn't win this fight, he's going to lose the game. That Blade Master is taking a whole lot of damage as well, and there's not enough mana for a coil just yet, but there's enough mana for a Nova. Down goes the Blade Master. Oh, that's not good, because we can see now, without that Blade Master, although he wasn't really in the fight anyway with those Banshees regardless, now we can actually see the Tauren Chieftain also taking a lot of damage, about to have enough mana for a coil, 2 mana away, and that won't be enough to kill it, but it will be only 2 HP away. And now you can go ahead and see that he is using a healing salve, so he just needs to drop to 140 HP, and then he will be in coil death range, so we'll see if that'll happen or not. But as you can see, without the Tauren Chieftain in this fight, without the Blade Master, these units aren't doing very much, and as you can see, they're all cursed as well, so they're very low. And now you might see the Tauren Chieftain becoming the next focus target, or he might finish off this Kodabeast, but it looks like he's going for that Tauren Chieftain right now. It's very, very close to being coil range, and now, nope, it's 10 HP, 11 HP, it's very close. He's going to go ahead and switch target to that Hunter, though. Doesn't want to chase too far on that Tauren Chieftain. He knows it's really not a threat at low HP anyway. I'm going to go ahead and coil that Kodabeast to kill it, and now he doesn't have enough mana for another coil, so that Tauren Chieftain knows he has a little bit more life, a little bit more safety, but that Lich is about to have enough mana for a coil, for a Nova, and in fact she does, and that'll be a level 2 Nova, and that'll be enough to go ahead and kill her as that shop finishes, and GG is called. So well played by Ted, a really nice strategy actually, and of course if you watched WCG 2012 then you saw it already, but absolutely an amazing strategy, and that's the end of the game. So any closing thoughts, Bid?
I just thought Curse was amazing. I mean, Thu couldn't do anything with his Blade Master. He was clicking right, clicking for 20 to 30 seconds at a time to try to kill 1 unit, and that's taking away huge DPS for the Orc to do some damage, and that's why Ted had the advantage.
Yeah, and that was just such a perfect timing coming in too, with the Banshees coming out. And he was actually, even before the Banshees even came out, he was trying to stop Thu from creeping that Tauren Chieftain up, because he knows if that Tauren Chieftain hits 3, it's going to be much more deadly. Of course, when you hit level 2 War Stomp, your War Stomp does more damage, and it has a much bigger radius, so it's something that becomes much more scary at every passing level. And so keeping down that second hero's level is really, I think, important and vital to that strategy. And absolutely amazing timing and really well done. And I'll go ahead and say that if you want to watch game 2, click right here, and I'll see you guys, well, we'll see you guys in game 2.